What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. The 28th of April. We are taking a look today at Bed Bath & Beyond, ticker symbol BBBY. Down in the gutters once again today. Looks like we're down 8.2 this morning. 11:30 in the morning on a Friday here. So we're going to talk a little bit about Bed Bath & Beyond here, what's taking place, and some risk associated with holding, stocks like this, and that hoping for a strong bounce to the upside. So let's take a zoom in here, guys. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate all of the 2,100 or so subscribers. So we've had a couple of nasty days here with big gaps to the downside for this stock, Bed Bath & Beyond. One being on the 26th of April, so 2 days ago, we had a 43% single day. We had a high that day of 16 and a low of 11. Currently, we're trading at 10.8, so we're actually down in the 10-cent range as of today, battling that 10 to 11 cent. So let's take a quick look at higher prices here, guys, and then we'll jump into some of my thoughts on the risks associated with stocks that are moving in the direction that you are not looking for, that does not work in your favor. So if we take a quick step back here, guys, I was long this stock, not a big trade, not a small trade, just $1,000 investment here, which may be a lot to you or may not be a lot to you, but, it is a decent amount of money, we'll say. I was long this stock there was two separate trades I had. It was from $1.55, and then I was long from the $1.60 or so range. It might have been 65. I'm not 100% on that, but there was two separate trades. So it was long from this area where this green line is on the chart, and I was looking for basically a double bottom. So let me zoom in here. We had the low over here right around earnings on the 6th of January. And once we approached that, I was looking for a significant bounce to the upside, maybe into that, at least that $2 range, which takes us back to this low here of 210. So that would have been a decent trade. Let's call it, that would have been good for like a 30% trade, so call it $1,000 investment, which is what it was. 30%, you would have made $300 there. So anyways, that trade did not work out. We were stopped out for a few percentage points to the downside. So we risked a few percentage points, not much. We're stopped out of that trade. We were long. That might have been the second trade. The same thing took place on the first trade, which I think was long from a little bit higher. That, like I said, that $1.60 to 65, if I remember correctly, which is, it's all within this range here. And the same thing with that was stopped at as well. Well, let's look forward to where we're at today. So that trade, let's say I didn't close that trade. That trade would be down, 90+%. I would have almost lost all of my money, all of my $1,000. If I still held, that $1,000 position would be worth, basically nothing right now compared to what it was. And instead, I had a stop loss in place. I was willing to, risk X amount per trade, a couple percentage points, and then just move on. And I spoke about this in previous shorts and previous videos on BBBY, that if the market started to show strength again, I would get back in the trade. I don't necessarily care what the stock is. It could be anything. It could be, It could be anything. I don't care about Bed Bath & Beyond more than a place to put money, try to make some money, and move on to the next trade or next stock or crypto, future, whatever. But it hasn't showed any strength. Could I have went short? Of course, I had short signals, but I didn't want to trade this thing short. But those who are short are obviously doing very well. Like I said, there was short signals at much, much higher prices, way, way up in here in this $+ range. And obviously that has worked out well since we're at 10 cents. So the point is, guys, before you get into a trade or an investment, depending on your overall objective, now, if you're looking to buy like the S&P 500 long term, maybe you don't have a stop loss depending on your investment style, whatever the case may be. There's a good chance we won't see the S&P do something like that is taking place here, that is just, falling off a cliff, at least for the long term. Short-term market corrections, of course. But when you take a trade like this, of course, guys, this is my opinion. This is not financial advice. You may disagree. You may agree. Whatever the case is, I'm going to share this on here. Taking a trade, whether it's Bed Bath & Beyond or whether it's Bitcoin, before we go into the trade, we have a place where we're going to enter the trade. We have a place where we're going to exit the trade. We have a place where we're going to go short, and we have a place where we're going to cover that short if it goes against us. No difference between this trade. Like I said, we had two separate trades. Both were losses, and there was a reason. This market is weak and remains very, very weak, and that's why we were stopped out. And besides this pump right here, which was a 3-day pump from 20 to 55 cents, this thing continues to show extreme weakness and has been a fantastic short. But like I said, I did not personally want to be short this stock. So guys, I have a free download. The link's in the video description. I will put there's a link in the beginning of this video. It's a market risk 2-page little write-up sheet. Kind of just gives you a overview of, a $100 investment, and it walks through where your risk would be per share. So we start at 1%, and then we go all the way up to, I believe it's 10 or maybe 15%. I think it's 10. And it just shows you per share what your risk is. And, for this trade, like I said, I was risking a couple percentage points, and that was it. And for a stock like this, that can happen in a couple hours or, even less. But either way, the case is we don't get into trades without having some kind of a cap on our risk, because this, this $1,000 investment here, this $1,000 trade, like I said, would be worth just about nothing if we continue to hold this, hoping that the price would go up from where we entered at that $1.55, $1.60, $1.65 range. Instead, we took our small loss, the cost of doing business, the cost of trading, and we can deploy that capital to another trade or another investment and be able to invest and trade for another day. If our $1,000 investment is only worth $100 now, it's going to be a lot harder to turn that 100 back into our 1,000. So anyways, I just wanted to talk about that there's people in my comments for the Bed Bath & Beyond videos that are talking about, continuing to hold, so on and so forth. And, they may be right. If you're willing to hold, forever to zero, whatever the case may be, yeah, could this thing rally from 10 cents back up to $1? It could, but personally not willing to risk that. Might as well move on to another trade where there's so much opportunity in the market. There's no reason to hold on to something like this that just continues to go down, and the company appears to be in some hot water. So guys, that's my thoughts on Bed Bath & Beyond. head over to that link, download that market risk. It's a 2-page sheet or 1.5-page sheet. It's short, gives you a quick little overview on market risk, and you can kind of get a visual on see what kind of market risk, per share that you are comfortable with, or that, that fits your account size. Like I said, link will be down in the video description, as well as in the beginning of this video. You'll see that slide, and check that out. Let me know your thoughts, and hopefully none of you, or if not too many of you, are holding this thing from much, much higher prices. I think some people will say they were holding it from, $5 plus, and maybe they're still holding it. And, unfortunately, that position size is worth not much anymore. But like I said, of course, this thing could rally from here. But so far, it has been a great short, and the longs are getting beat up pretty bad. So we'll continue to keep an eye on this, see what happens, but not looking good. Lower lows, big gaps to the downside are taking place. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll catch you in the next video. Enjoy your Friday. If we take a look here, it looks like the markets are moving to the upside. The SPX is up 17 points. Yesterday, looks like we're getting a little bit of a follow through from yesterday. Yesterday was a big day for the markets, so we'll see if we can get that follow through today. And that is that. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.